a rectangle plus a square. So this is not what we're looking for. We're not looking for a house with a chimney on it. We're looking for a sticky note with the corner taken away. That's why it's a subtraction. Because I started out with a sticky note and I took a corner away, because look at my original problem again. That's what I want to end up with. A sticky note minus the corner. I tore the corner away. Okay? So my answer is going to be 30 minus 9, or 21. Now, when you're doing area, your units are squared to the second power. So we talked about that perimeter had plane units. So perimeter was when you were doing inches, feet, yards, miles, whatever. Area has square units. Inches squared, feet squared, yards squared, miles squared. We don't square the number, we just square the word. So when I do this, I fill it in and then tear off the corner. Makes it a whole lot easier. Now this is what Alex wants you to do. It wants you to cut it right here. And then y'all have trouble because you can't figure out, it's like you have a chimney and you have a house. You know that your chimney is 3 by 3, but y'all can never figure out how big your house is. And y'all always screw that up. So it's always easier to fill in the shape than it is to cut up the shape. Let me give you another one. Let's look at this one. Find the area. So what we want to do is we want to fill in the shape. So do you see, if I come straight across, this is going to be my outside shape. That's my outside shape. And it's a rectangle, so I'm going to do length times width. What is the length and width of my outside shape? 5,
4.
11. Now 4 doesn't go all the way across. I need the whole height and the whole width. 4 is just like a piece of it. Now my inside shape is also a rectangle. My inside shape is this little piece. That's the piece that I'm taking away. That's the piece I'm tearing. That's the piece I'm cutting out. Okay? What are the dimensions of that piece? 3 times 3. 3, oops, let me get a different color. 3 times 3. And if I subtract those two pieces, I think I'm going to get 45. That's going to be the area that's left. So I did, this whole thing is a 55. This little piece is a 9. So 55 minus 9 gives me what I'm looking for, which is a 45.
All right, do it again.
Okay?
Yeah.
Fine. Move him down. Let me just get him down. It's always outside shape minus inside shape. Okay? So, I see this gaping hole in the middle. So I fill in the hole, and I look for my outside shape minus my inside shape. Here is my outside shape. Here is my inside shape. So my outside shape looks like a sticky note. My inside shape is this little piece that I'm taking away. So I need to know, because they're both rectangles, I'm using the formula length times width. So for my outside shape, what is the length and the width, the total length and the total width of the outside? 5
And 11.
and 11. So for the outside shape, I do the length. For the outside outside shape, I do the length times the width. So 5 times 11 is 55. That would be the whole sticky note. Okay? Then I have to do the length and the width of this baby piece. What's the length and the width of that baby piece? 3 by 3, which is 9. So 55 is this whole thing.
Okay.
9 is this little baby. So I'm going to do 55 minus 9. And that's where I'm getting the 45 from. Now, if it was plus,
So we're not doing anything with the board?
no, those 4s are just telling me
Yeah, that's.
that that's this part. It's there to confuse you and it worked.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you one that's a little bit harder.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
I just love what I do. Okay, so 7, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, and 7.
I'm too busy wanting to do that. Yeah, I just want to do the whole thing.
That's what we're gonna do.
I know what I'm saying. Instead of doing this side and that side, I want to do both sides and the top.
Okay,
We're doing
so,
it that way.
yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fill it in so that we make a sticky note.
Right.
And this time, we're gonna cut off this.
So 55 minus 9 is 45?
Huh?
We're not subtracting those.
Hold on, you gonna get to Owen?
No.
Do, do, do.
55 minus 9, 45.
Is that right? No, it's 46, isn't it? Okay.
Okay, confused me.
Right,
55 minus
Michael,
9.
you're supposed to keep me straight.
12.
I'm sure about this. I was saying it, but I ain't saying that. I was
It's 45?
no, you.
It's 46.
Yeah, 55 minus 9 is 46.
It's
Don't
46.
confuse me, always.
46. Michael up there is supposed to be keeping me straight. He's supposed to be my calculator guy, and he's falling down on the job. My bad. Keep it straight, Lucky.
7, let me see.
I did it in my head and I shouldn't have.
I'm not calculating.
I know. Okay, so what we're gonna do on this one is, we're gonna start out with a sticky note, and we're gonna tear away 2 corners this time. Sticky note minus 2 corners. So, we're gonna fill it in like Terry just said. Hold on, I'm gonna copy this in case somebody wants to see the original. So I'm gonna keep the original problem over here in the corner, so that if you need to see it again, you can kind of see where we started with, okay? So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna fill in and make it my sticky note. You see your sticky note? So,
Just start to 9.
so near. So I need to find the area of the outside first. Now, we have a little problem, which Terry has already figured out my problem. We need to know how tall it is, and we need to know how, do it in a different color, how wide it is, the length and the width. And this is what we did at the beginning of class, y'all.
Yep.
We did the missing side thing. If this is 7, how is this? What is this?
9.
What is this little piece right here?
2.
2, because if this is 2, the big bad wolf slides over and that's 2. So do we see that this piece is 9?
Yep.
So this little piece right here was 2. So that whole side is 9. Yay?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go for the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
We need to know if the earthquake comes and drops all these ceilings to the bottom. Do you see that he would drop to the bottom and that would be a 2? This would drop to the bottom. We're not dropping these, we're dropping these. So he's a 2, what is this gonna be? A 4, and what is this gonna be? A 2. So if I drop him, he's a 2. If I drop him, he's a 4. If I drop him, he's a 2. So if I add all of those together, this side is an 8. So the outside shape is 9 times 8, which is 72. Now, the problem is I am subtracting 2 corners. I'm tearing off 2 baby corners. So let's start with the first corner. What are the dimensions of that corner? 2 and 2. What are the dimensions of this corner? 2 and 2. So when I go to my calculator, it is going to be 72 minus 4 minus 4. I don't trust my brain anymore. 64 is my final answer. So the area is 64, and then whatever units I put, it's going to be squared. What you think, Colonel?
Good job. Awesome.
You can get the same answer by doing other ways. Did you cut it apart? Did you do 2 times 4 and 8 times 7?
Yeah.
Okay, so what she did is she said, I don't want to do it like that, and you did chimney plus house. You did chimney plus house. That's always going to work too.
Okay, so that's easier.
Yeah. I have some people who want to dissect it and glue it together. That's an adding problem. So if it's like Legos, you're adding. But if you're tearing something out, you're subtracting. All right. Look at this one. Let me get my formulas back. Where's my formulas? I think they're on this page. All right, copy. This is a fun one right here. Paste. Same concept. We want to know the area. What shapes do you see? A triangle and a rectangle. Okay? Am I adding the shapes or am I subtracting the shapes? Okay, if you're adding the shapes, you would have a rectangle and you would glue on a triangle.
Okay, so.
Or triangle and glue on a rectangle. That would be adding. Subtracting means that you are literally taking it away. So we had a triangle and we are cutting out. You're taking it away. You see the difference? So this one is a takeaway problem. You are taking part of the shape away. Now, you always start with the outside shape and then the inside shape. Okay? So in this problem, my outside shape is my triangle. My inside shape is my rectangle, and we are subtracting because I'm tearing part of that triangle away. So I come over here, and we have a formula for the area, because we're doing area. The area of a triangle, the formula is 1/2 times base times height. Rectangle, we already know, is length times width. Is everybody with me so far? Now, I'm going to start with rectangle first because we're familiar with rectangles. What is the length and width of my rectangle? 4 and 2. Yay? That gives me 8. Now, when I talk about base and height, base is what you sit on. Height is straight up and down. Height is never like this. Height is never on a slanted line. Because if you go to your doctor and your doctor measures your height like this, I would be 7 foot tall. Your height is always like this, okay? So, I need to know, and it always has a half in the formula, so 1/2 times your base times your height. So 1/2 is going to be there. My base is what I sit on. So for this triangle, what would my base be? 6 goes from here to here. My base is going to be the whole thing.
Yes,
So 6 plus this missing side,
yes.
which is 2. Everybody messes that up. That's why I wanted somebody to do it. You just happen to be my guinea pig. This piece is 2 plus the 6 that I already have, so my base is going to be 8. What is my height going to be? Colonel got it right. It. It is 4 and 4. My height goes from here to the tip top. Well, that little piece is 4, and this piece is also 4. So my height is going to be a total of 8. Not because they look alike, just because if this is 4 and this is 4, that gave me a grand total of 8. So to get my triangle, I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to do 1/2. It is a fraction, so I wrap it up, times 8 times 8, and I minus the 8. There's my answer. So 32 was the entire triangle. Minus 8 was the rectangle, so 24, and then your units are going to be yards squared because it's area. Aren't those fun?
You minus the 8.
Because 32, oh crap, 32, hold on, 32 represents all of this. And then 8 represents this. So we're taking the 32, which is the whole triangle, and we're subtracting that 8, and this is really what we want to know. Let me get back to my little duty. Perimeter is plane. Area is square. Volume is cubed. And if you don't put the right units, they will mark you wrong in a heartbeat. All right, we are going to continue more of these when we come back next time. I will see you downstairs in just a few.